Coming up, you may be getting more Friday classes added to your schedule. This and more on Beach Buzz. Welcome to Beach Buzz. As always, I'm your host, Christie Washington. So to get us started, Fridays. Recently, the Student Senate was informed about a policy being discussed in the ASI's Academic Senate. This policy is going to change many of our Monday, Wednesday classes into Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. Now, technically, the ASI Student Senate does not vote on this. The Academic Senate does. That is the one that's composed of our teachers and faculty members. And they just voted to approve this policy. So here with us today is Mr. Jeff Jarvis. He is the faculty representative for the ASI Senate. Welcome to the Buzz, Mr. Jarvis.
Thank you, Crystal.
What is the purpose of this policy?
Well, the purpose of the policy is to make efficient use of classrooms that are not being used very often, if at all, on Fridays. So they're trying to spread the Monday, Wednesday classes out to Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes, therefore making more efficient use of the space, in their opinion.
Is it just going to be like a specific type of classes, like just our English classes, just our math classes, or are any classes going to be randomly selected for this change?
Well, I'm not exactly sure of exactly what classes are going to be impacted. I do know that it is not limited to one college or one department or what have you.
Since the ASI Senate does not vote on this, and they do not have the final say, and the Academic Senate does, what is the ASI Senate role in this? Like, what are our students doing?
The role, as I understand it, is that the Academic Senate will actually vote on this policy, which is supposedly a one-year trial policy of the schedule change. Then the ASI Senate will not vote on this. However, we're preparing a resolution which lets people know what our feeling is on this, or what the students' feeling is. I had concerns in both areas. As far as the faculty, I think faculty are going to be a little dark on this policy because of the fact they don't want to come in on Fridays. I think the students are going to be dark on it because they don't want to come in on Fridays. Everybody, I think, will complain about it at first because everybody's always afraid of change. However, the students are the ones that I think they're going to bear the brunt of the inconvenience on this one.
Well, I'd like to thank you for coming on our show and answering our questions for us.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
On our last show, we had President Jose Salazar. On this show, we're going to have the Vice President, Miriam Hernandez, with Logan on Senate in the Minute.
Hi, I'm your host, Logan Cross, here with Senate in a Minute, here today with Vice President of the Associated Student Incorporated Student Senate, Miriam Hernandez. Miriam, what is it exactly that you do?
I am the Vice President of ASI. Our student government is really does resemble our United States government. We do have a president, vice president. So as my role, I am the head of the legislative branch.
You are Joe Biden, essentially.
Essentially,
Okay.
I'm the Joe Biden of CSULB. So we deal with all the legislation, policy, and all that sort.
Is there anything going on that we should know about?
We are constructing a parking survey to see how can we as students make an impact on campus and sort of reform parking. We also are working on making sure that we're supporting the right decisions. For example, Monday, Wednesday, Friday class, we're also looking at research to see how we can support this faculty with the 5% increase. We're also doing our research in the recent tuition hikes that there may be proposed. So we do have a lot of work to do.
About the Monday, Wednesday classes, moving them to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, are we allowed to know your position?
I like to reflect back on how I make the decisions as a student, and I feel that that's really inconvenient. I think there's different ways to handle the space problem that we have on campus, and I think it's really inconvenient for those students that do use Friday to work, to pay tuition, to pay books, and now you will have to force students to come 15 minutes out of their day just to accommodate a space. I think that there's a lot more work that needs to be done, and I think this isn't the right way to do it. But of course, I will allow the body, the Student Senate, to decide whether we support or oppose.
Thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
Back to you, Crystal.
Thank you, Logan. Next, Mimi's got the scoop on scholarships on AS Inside.
Hi, my name's Mimi Nguyen, and I'm here with ASI executive members Richard Holler and Wendy Lewis. Today we're going to talk about ASI scholarship opportunities and how they work. What is the total amount budgeted to allocate for scholarships?
Well, for scholarships, probably around $375,000 to $380,000.
So has that amount changed throughout the last 4 years or 10 years?
Significantly. The Student Research Grant Program and the Study Abroad Scholarship Program. Those were a result of the fee increase.
How many people apply for scholarships and how many are granted?
So for the winter one, so far we have 32, and I believe the cutoff was October 1st for everyone. And then we also have other scholarships that we have for like leadership or advocacy, and those will also get a different amount of applications. And the good thing that I can say is it's increasing every year. So the word is definitely getting out there. There's times where, for example, this year we're going to be able to see the winter scholarships. We actually have enough funds to fund all of the people who applied. However, we're still doing our due diligence to make sure that they are adequate applications and that they're adequate grants that we'll be giving. We don't just want to give out money to anyone who's raising their hand, right? So we still want to make sure that they're being used appropriately, and that the students are still, doing what they're required to do.
To find out more about scholarship opportunities for you, you can check out the Center for Scholarship Information or attend a Board of Control meeting. I'm Mimi Nguyen, and you're watching AS Inside.
Thanks for watching this episode of Beach Buzz. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to find out even more about ASI. As always, I'm your host, Christie Washington, signing off.